Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I want you to pause right now and reflect. Have you ever been totally caught off guard by a woman's emotions? One, she's kind, considerate, and even one moment flirtatious. The next, aloof, nearly chilly, making you rush for responses. I'm going to make an announcement today. The majority of males will never comprehend about psychology of women. Women fall in love for just two reasons with a man. Not just two, not three or five. And after when you view them, you'll become aware of trends in each of your relationships never had. This is the secret that no one shares. Women are not attracted to you for who you are. When you make them feel something, they fall for it. That's all. Every conversation, every look, they're measuring every word. How you affect them on an emotional level. Are you secure? Are you thrilling? Do you produce them? Feel alive, wanted, and seen? These aren't cursory evaluations. They're wired into the psychology of women. Additionally, if you miss you, will always find yourself in this situation. Bewildered pursuing someone who won't genuinely dedicate yourself. The primary cause is safety. But it's not only financial something is important, I mean mental, emotional, as well as social security. Women are searching for a man who can keep them anchored in insanity. Someone who gives them a sense of secure in a world that is always endangers their mental well-being. However, take note of this. It's not about being ideal. Consistency is key. Serenity, as well as a subtle power that shows that you are capable of managing the storms of existence. Upon sensing that, a woman calms down. She becomes less defensive, and at that point, attachment starts to develop. Occasionally, so profoundly that you won't even know when it began. The second desire is reason. Not only sexual desire, but also intellectual and emotional desire. Women desire to be attracted to you. I'm interested and challenged by you. When a man makes them feel something, they fall for him, living, whose vitality energizes theirs. If you're too docile, predictable, or emotionally devoid, that spark never catches fire. However, if you comprehend subtle tension, light-hearted repartee, and the strength of your own body, you turn into a magnet. Most men don't succeed because they just concentrate on among these, the guardian or the spark, but never both. The equilibrium is everything. When this dualism is mastered, the how women view you. They can't quit thinking about you regarding you. Additionally, this is the most advice about dating never teaches. By the end of this movie, you will comprehend precisely how to turn on both of these causes easily, and you'll begin to observe how the ladies around you react, occasionally without even being aware of it. Let's now reveal the details of the security is the first justification, because if you interpret this incorrectly, you will continue to encounter the same annoying trend women who appear to intrigued, yet abruptly lose interest, causing you to doubt your value. Security has nothing to do with wealth, strength, or displaying one's status. Those items can play a part indeed, but fundamentally, the key to security is certainty. A female must experience that when you say it has weight, that moment when anarchy strikes, you don't give up, that you don't when the world puts you to the test. Take a break. Consider this. Have you ever observed a man without wealth? Wasn't dazzling, wasn't even very appealing, but he consistently had ladies circling him. You may have pondered, why him? The solution is straightforward. His presence makes women feel secure. Not in a dull manner, but in a sense that is grounded. She is aware that he won't emotionally collapse if she tests him. She is aware that he won't act. If she retreats, it will be desperate. That stability has a magnetic quality. Women are part of a universe in which their feelings are subject to change, similar to the climate hormones, social demands, ongoing attention, and concealed anxieties. They ride the waves of instability to a greater extent than males understand. Thus, when she encounters an emotionally unstable man, Core is stable and provides a sense of protection. The storm. Because of this, confidence isn't about being noisy or conceited. It concerns the silent serenity of a man who doesn't understand easily shaken. This is where most men never understand. Security is conveyed in little bursts. How you manage. When she's upset, she keeps quiet. How you don't be too dramatic when she queries you. The manner in which you maintain your without forcing your ideals on her face. Women are proficient readers of these signals, frequently quicker than you talk. And when she experiences that power, she is able to embrace her femininity. Love begins to simmer at that point. However, pay close attention. Security is not the same as turning becoming her emotional target or adjusting to every requirement. That is a sign of weakness under the appearance of care. Genuine security is regarding self-respect, boundaries, and demonstrating your capacity for intense love while still standing erect. Furthermore, ironically, when she feels that you can leave if insulted, her regard for you rockets. This explains why some males are more devoted easily, whereas others are incessantly friend-zoned. Men are not chosen by women. They have power. They select men who build a trustworthy basis for them. Now, we must examine the second justification. Women fall in love, want, and allow me to tell you the truth, safety without. Instead of feeling passionate, desire feels comfortable. Because of this, a lot of guys become trapped in the nice guy's role. She is grateful you are respected by her. She might even say, although she loves you, her heart doesn't. When she thinks of you, she thinks race. The desire is what gives her the best kind of restlessness. She thinks because of the spark, concerning you when you're not present. The why does she smile at her phone? Cause? The explanation for why she replays your thoughts she had at night. However, what genuinely arouses desire? Not appearances, neither cash nor charm practiced in a mirror contrast is the source of desire. When a man demonstrates depth and complexities she cannot completely control or predict. Desire expands when she senses that you are a little beyond reach, not because you're having fun games, but since your life is a goal and a vitality that she must get entry. Women aspire to be selected rather than given a man's whole soul on a plate. Right from the start, consider it. Desire-sparking men are not those that constantly text, over-explain, or pursuing. It is they that maintain a frame, who breathed in silence, who gazed at her in the eyes with serene assurance, who flirt with a combination of lightheartedness and mystery. Tension is what drives desire, and tension needs room. When she doesn't completely understand your feelings, when she detects you possess choices, when she senses the difficulty of capturing your interest, at that point, desire erupts. This is the most males don't understand the dilemma. If you attempt, you lose it to make her want you. The very action of pursuing, demonstrating, or the spark is extinguished by persuasion. Why? Due to you can't force desire, it is evoked. It starts when you're around. Lets them know you're a man. She might lose. A man who is independent of her, yet decides on her. That decision makes her feel alive. Additionally, here's something even deeper. Women frequently misunderstand themselves. When one's desire takes over, they'll reject it, resist it, or justify it. But they are unable to avoid it. Most likely, you've observed it. You're not her type, she says, but she continues to appear. She claims that she dislikes you, yet her behavior shows the reverse. Desire is that. It avoids reasoning and immediately appeals to her feelings. This is where the truth comes in. Uneasy. Safety without lust makes you forgettable but safe. Desire. It's exhilarating to be unsecured but interchangeable. The majority of men fail because they slant excessively to one side and disregard the other person entirely. The pleasant this guy creates security. He supports her, constantly accessible and helpful. But that magnetic pull never occurs to her. He turns into her counselor, her source of ease, but not her partner. Conversely, the gamer generates intense desire on the side. She keeps thinking about him all the time. She's dependent on his energy, but lacking genuine security. She never has complete faith in him. She keeps him around because of this. Passion, but in private, looks somewhere else for consistency. Women desire both. Here's the trick, though. Not all men are expected to have it. Because of this, a lot of women will tell you, he's thrilling, but he's also a good guy. Not the one. What they're actually saying is this: I had one reason to fall because of him, but not both. And without both affections cannot establish a deep root. It remains shallow, conditional, and transient. You may believe it sounds impossible. How are you able to be the storm and the rock? But that's precisely what arouses the most profound aspect of the psychology of women. She desires to experience simultaneously wanted and protected. She desires to sense your might, but moreover, the excitement of your unpredictable. She wants to know that you won't be leaving any place, but you could also stroll removed at any time if she acts disrespectfully you. She falls in love because of this dualism. She loves everyone else differently than she loves you. Otherwise, this is where males undermine themselves. They provide too much security believing it will win them love, or they overplay the desire in the hopes that it will create. They're too good to resist. Both strategies fail. Why? Due to if you provide excessive security, she disregards you. When you depend on she believes she can't rely solely on desire. Have faith in you. Although the balance is delicate, strong, you demonstrate security by being steady, composed, and trustworthy. You arouse desire by being erratic, whimsical, and just out of reach. Too much steadiness, dullness, excessive turmoil, draining. However, the combination of the two is intoxicating. At that point, a lady is unable to cease considering you, even when she tries. That's why some men become into memorable, while others disappear into recall. Have you ever had a woman-like feeling? Was, let me tell you, playing games with you, the truth to you. She wasn't merely having fun, she conducted a test. Furthermore, the tests are not arbitrary. They have a strong connection to psychology of women, all women, whether intentionally, or will measure you without your knowledge if you are able to offer security as well as desire, not because she desires to hurt you. The reason is that her heart and it is essential to the future. Consider this: when she abruptly withdraws, doesn't SMS back immediately, or provides you with attitude without a discernible cause, most guys fear they pursue. They exaggerated, they ask for clarification. That response came right away, destroys desire and security. Why? Since it demonstrates to her that your feelings are brittle, that you could be shaken. Think you must get her approval in order to feel steady. A man who passes out under weakness is communicated via pressure, and weakness, regardless of how generous or compassionate, never creates appeal. Now, turn the script. What if she withdraws, and you stay composed rather than chasing, patient and unflinching? You don't snap. You don't fold. You take your time fixing it. You give her room. You remain in your frame. You carry on with your life. That serenity shouts safety. And interestingly, it also rekindles desire because she understands that you're not governed by her emotions. You are the man who establishes the mood. Another test is here. She will occasionally question your morals. She can make fun of your goals, challenge your choices, or push you've established boundaries. The majority of males cave, believing that love will be gained by caving in false. Bending against your own standards, you forfeit her admiration and her allure. A man who stands up for his limits without rage, without conceit, but he was persuaded that fulfills the test, she can trust that man. Have faith. Lastly, the most nuanced test most of all, she will provide you with chances to take the lead. Placing an order at a restaurant, placing a make plans for the weekend, including determining how to deal with little annoyances. She feels unsafe if you don't take the lead. Take the lead too severely, making her feel in control. Lead with poise and assurance, and she senses both safe and thrilled. Recognize this. Not every test is an assault. It's a request. She is curious as to whether you are the man she can trust with her heart, and her body is capable of simultaneous cravings. Her affection wanes if you fail the exam. Pass it, and it becomes more powerful, frequently without her even understanding the reason this is a fact. Most males are blind. Prior to a woman acknowledges falling in love with her body, and actions begin to reveal it. These signals are subtle and perhaps not discernible to the uninformed sight. However, after you discover they are present everywhere, and once you identify them, you'll know exactly where you stand without requiring her to speak. Attention is the first indication. A female being in love doesn't only provide you with she helps you focus over time. She begins recalling even the smallest information regarding you. The manner in which you drink coffee, the tale you previously shared about your early years, the small routines you didn't, I doubt anyone took notice. That isn't informal. Curiosity, her mind anchored is that, itself to you. Another indication is how at ease she is with vulnerability. Once she starts to believe in you, she'll disclose information she usually keeps hidden. Her worries, her anxieties, and her personal dreams. Women don't reveal themselves to everyone in this way. Man, if she begins to disappoint her walls, indicating that she experiences the type of safety that simply arouses affection. However, pay attention. If you minimize or reject, you break her vulnerability, brittle relationship in an instant. Additionally, there is the physical indicators. When a lady is in love, she will unconsciously mimic your motions. When you do, she crosses her arms and leans when you stoop down. Her gaze will stay a little while longer. Her grin will show up when no calls are made for it. She will make justifications for little touches, sweeping by you, repairing playfully, something on your shirt striking your arm. These aren't incidents. They are indications that come naturally of developing a bond. However, the investment is the strongest signal. A female. When you fall in love, you start to prioritize yourself. In her universe, she moves her timetable. She makes more frequent checks. She asks for your feedback before making choices. She begins incorporating you into the foundation of her everyday existence. That isn't ease, it's building a commitment in quiet. The catch is this: the majority of men overlook these signals since they're too preoccupied with pursuing verbal affirmation. They would like her to say it directly, but women seldom ever express their emotions at first. After displaying them, they wait to check to see if you notice if you do, and you reply with resolute assurance. Her love deepens. If you fail to notice, doubt seeps in, and she wonders if she made the right decision, the appropriate man. This is the devastating section. The majority of guys undermine love without even being aware of it. A female starts to fall. There are her cues. Her emotions are surfacing, but rather than men tend to that delicate fire by smothering it, they stifle it with uncertainty, either a lack of control or excessive investment. Then they ask themselves, what happened? She liked me, but she's no longer with me. Chilly. Let me explain why this is the case. Occurs. The initial error has been resolved. Confirmation. When a female expresses interest, many males become overly aggressive. Never ending praise, continuous messaging, and taking a shower paying attention to her. Initially, she may it flips once you smile at it. Why? Because giving too much too quickly, she believes you don't think highly of yourself. She has not merited such attention, and she secretly wonders why you give it so quickly. It causes her to have less faith in you, not more. The second error is neediness masquerading as concern. You believe that you're paying attention, wishing to see her constantly, inquiring whether she's all right each hour, attempting to be everything to her. However, her perception is pressure. She is informed that you don't have a life beyond her. Additionally, if you don't have a life, you are worthless. Women fell for guys who make their world a better place, not males whose worlds collide with hers. Emotional error is the third error. Volatility. She might put you to the test. Perhaps she briefly withdraws, and you react by becoming angry, panicking, or pouting. That obliterates desire and security in a single motion. Because if she is capable of shaking, you're not the man she's looking for, believed you were. Love doesn't last. Within the grasp of instability, and this is the most harmful error, losing mystery. When a man outlines each and every idea, every emotion, every strategy, he leaves her with nothing to find. Love feeds on inquisitiveness. Once that curiosity is gone, you remove the spark. She is aware of you, she possesses you, and the excitement is suddenly gone. Men are unaware of the fact that big moments don't ruin love. It quietly passes away by minor deeds of overgiving, overexposure, and going overboard. And after it passes away, she doesn't return in the same manner. She may remain in body, but her heart silently departs. We now reach the fact that distinguishes a transient attraction from a lasting relationship. A female might fall in love due to the safety of and longing, yet she remains devoted to just one explanation, as you still be a man who exemplifies both qualities. Love is not a reward you receive only once. It's a fire. It needs to be fed, not with fancy motions or ceaseless pursuit, yet with constancy in your identity. This is what most men never understand. Women stay. Males, since they ceased to love them. They depart since the man ceased to be the version that captured her heart above. He grew complacent over time. He halted taking the lead. He ceased to challenge her. He ceased giving her a sense of security and living. The polarity changed gradually, and she started to question, where did that man go? Go? At that point, love wanes. Not because she wanted it to, yet he allowed it to do so. To remain in a woman's heart, you have to protect your body, continue to grow, never give up on your purpose, never give up, being sufficiently erratic to retain her apprehensive, yet trustworthy enough to make she puts her soul in your hands. She must to understand that you will keep her world safe, but moreover, upend her world sufficiently to maintain her enchantment. That equilibrium is what sustains her affection for many years, even decades. Consider the couples who remain together, ardent after many years of dating. It's no luck, it's not a coincidence, it's a male who maintained his advantage, who never ceased to be difficult, who never allowed comfort softens him. He gave her a sense of safe, but also gave her the impression that she might lose him if she ceased to value him. The paradox that sustains love is that eternal. Thus, if you want to be the man, you must be unforgettable. Recognize that she never moves on. Two things cause her to fall in love: safety and longing. However, she remains in a door when you live up to them in every way day. The majority of males will admit that. Never here. But you're aware of it now. Permit me to leave you with this query. Do you think she fell out of love with her last partner? For your own safety or your own inclination? Tell me in the remarks section below. Additionally, if this opened your eyes, confirm that you watch this video, sign up for more, and give it to a friend who is in dire need must hear this.